Okay, now first of all, you wanted to read some of that to me, is that right?
Yes.
Well, first of all, let me ask you who you are.
Okay. I represent the Dineh Alliance. The Dineh Alliance represents all Dineh Navajo grassroots residents living in the affected communities of Black Mesa, Navajo Nation, Arizona. We are endangered due to the continued drawdown of the Navajo aquifer, toxic contamination of our land, air, water resources, illegal coal slurry pipeline, railroad, unlined and excessive coal stockpile, livestock, wood and wood cutting tools confiscation and forced it and coherence it, relocation by Peabody Coal Company and the Hopi Tribal Council. The Net people have lived in this remote Black Mesa area for generations, sheep herding and weaving. Here they continue to live the substantiates and traditional lifestyle without electricity, running water, telephones, and other modern convenience. Most of the residents do not speak, read, or write English. They are directly affected by Peabody Coal Company Black Mesa Kayenta mine operation. They face hardship as they have to haul water over great distances and on poorly maintained and upgrade dirt roads for themselves and their livestock. Their surface springs and all but the deepest well have run dry, while their surface springs and all but the wells have run dry, while Peabody pumps 1.3 billion gallons of pristine water from the Navajo aquifer each year to slurry coal 275 miles in the desert environment. They are concerned about contamination and diminution of their water sources. Contaminated surface water discharged by Peabody, resulting in livestock poisoning, elevated levels of selenium and overburdened material and leaseholds, increased respiratory illnesses related to blown fatigue, dust from mining and reclamation activities. Problems with revegetation plant species include regrade, overburden, not capable of supporting municipal plant used by local residents. Import range grasses that are not palatable to livestock.
Lonnie, let me interrupt you here for a second. I'm concerned that we're going to take too much time in these, and we're going to be late to go into the building. So just right now.
Okay, I'll finish up.
Okay. Well, right now I just wanted to ask you just to tell me briefly what you've been doing for the last 3 years about collecting this material, and then just point to a few of the violations, okay?
I've been doing research a little bit and going to different agencies and collecting information and asking for information. And I have gone down into the mine myself to take pictures of violations. And so here are some of the violations that Peabody has violated.
Go ahead. Point to
Okay.
someone.
Failure to prevent topsoil from being contaminated by fencing, by spoils or gas wasted material. Failure to follow the approved reclamation plan for fencing. Failure to prevent grazing. Failure to follow the approved revegetation plan. Failure to pass all surface drainage from the disturbed area through a sedimentation pond. Failure to maintain complete blasting records. Failure to inspect and maintain records of all interim program land ponds that do not meet the size or other criteria of 30 CFR 77.216A. Failure to notify residents or owners of dwelling or other structures located within a half mile of the permit area, how to request a pre-blasting survey, install off of a road culvert without approved designs. failure to include SAR water monitoring results, failure to implement surface water quality monitoring and permit, failure to annually monitor force springs, failure to analyze FE and MG, failure to conduct field hydrological analysis. And it goes on and on and on.
Okay, now tell me your name just for the record too. I don't think.
My name is Lonnie Badani, and I'm from Black Mesa, and I work with the Dineh lines.
And what are we going to do right now?
Right now, we're ready to go into the OSM Federal Building to confront Billy Clark and Rick Seibel.
Well, let's do it. Thanks a lot. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I was thinking I might want to straggle too. Don't really want to be.
Not personally.
I know nothing. Don't ask me if I'm a government official. No, I know nothing. I am not a government official.
I just lost that pin that you. Oh, here it is. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I like about being able to do embroidery and beadwork, especially with my kids. Coming up to me with their grubby hands, grabbing on me and stuff, and putting stains on my shirts. I'll just embroider a little flower, put some beads on it, and then people are like, "Oh, I love my shirt. Where'd you get that?"
Could you tell me a little bit about what's going on here?
Well, our people of the Citizens Coal Council in Black Mesa are going in to present their listed demands to the Office of Surface Mining. They want the law enforced, and they want conditions improved greatly out at the mine. They want environmental justice.
Now, who are some of the people that we hope to see today?
We hope to see Richard Seibel, who's the regional director of the Office of Surface Mining in this area. And we hope to see the assistant, Billy Clark, who's head of the Indian Lands Program and is doing a terrible job.
Why is it important to see these particular people?
It's to hold them accountable for the work that they've been doing.
Okay.
Could we get everybody together for a still picture?
We're gonna do a still picture.
Well, right over there is perfect. Yeah.
We could do it on the way out, can't we?
Go right ahead. You can be in the picture.
Let's do it while we got folks together.
Well, maybe just against the street, and I'll get the building back.
Go ahead.
Am I too low?
Yeah, could move that a little bit closer together.
I got my deodorant on this morning.
Could you come in closer
Good,
together?
Jerry. Good job.
Put all the short people in front.
So far. if it took or not.
Lila wires you out here.
Yeah.
Come on, Lila.
Yeah, Lila.
Yeah, want to back up.
Get right in the front there.
Slightly just back down.
The infamous Lila bird. Come on, Reese.
Take a horizontal too.
Okay, next batch. Okay, next batch goes out.
Okay. Another group of you go on in. Are the elevators straight ahead?
I don't know.
This is probably the wrong elevator.
It goes to 31. I'll let you go to the very first floor.
Okay.
I'm sorry to have to keep pointing this camera at everybody, but you know why I'm doing it.
Hopefully it's running.
Yep. Office 31? Here's another. Oh, yeah. Are we the first ones up here?
We really should be out there.
Oh, yeah. Hmm? I think we're gonna make it.
We said 33 yesterday. 33? 33.
You want me to wait?
Okay, that's the advanced team.
All right. I just wanted to get any initial repulsions, if there is any. Are they going to come back down then?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
They're going to freeze the target in place, point where the target is, and then freeze them in place, and then we get the rest of our folks upstairs.
How do they freeze the target in place?
They're going to go in and they're going to chat them up for a little while. Basically have 5 minutes of empty conversation while we get up there and swarm in.
So, what is the first target?
Rick Seibel, he's the regional director for this region and the man who's got the power to deal with problems that folks are coming here to present. And he is responsible because of his duty as the regional director for the things that have gone wrong out on the Navajo Nation.
So what are you going to hope to accomplish by talking to him?
We don't expect him to say, yes, I'm wrong, you're right, and I'm going to change everything to the way it should be. But we want to make it clear to him that if he's going to allow people's lives to be miserable out on the land, then his life is going to be a little miserable too. He will be confronted with the issues face to face, issues that he's able to dodge sitting on the 33rd floor of this glass tower in Denver.
And whom are some of the other targets?
Well, Billy Clark, who is the guy who's in charge of issuing permits to mine on the Navajo Nation. Billy's been issuing permits like lollipops and allowing mining operations to happen on Indian lands without improper permits. Billy seems to be confused as to who he's working for, whether he's working for the people or whether he's working for mining companies. We're going to try to straighten out his confusion a little bit today.
For the record, what is your name?
My name is Will Collette, and I work as a staff person for the Citizens Coal Council, and you really should put other folks on tape rather than me.
So, how do you spell your last name?
I'll give you my card.
Okay. It's just nice to have it on videotape when I edit later,
Yeah. Yeah, because as a matter of policy, us staff folk try to
avoid the limelight.
As invisible as possible.
Oh, well, you seem knowledgeable. That's why I go for you.
I don't have any cards. I left them all in my other bag. Yeah, let me write it down.
All right. So, do you mind talking? First of all, what is your name?
Diamond Morgan.
And Diamond, where are you from and why are you here?
I'm from eastern part of Kentucky, and I'm here to support these Indian people in their efforts to try to obtain justice from the coal companies and from the Office of Surface Mining.
Have you had any experiences with the Office of Surface Mining or with coal companies yourself?
I have. I live in a coal producing area.
And what has been, in brief, what's been some of your experiences, good or bad?
Well, I've not been directly affected by the coal companies myself. Well, yes, I have too. There's blasting. They're doing mountaintop removal right now within inside of my house, and they do some heavy blasting, which has disturbed. It's very disturbing to be sitting down and eat, and the blast is so heavy that the things will rattle on the table. And I have had experience with the Office of Surface Mine. As a matter of fact, we crashed their meeting in Lexington, Kentucky because they refused to meet with us back about 3 or 4 years ago when Harry Snyder was director.
Yes.
Okay.
Buttons. You can put your buttons on now. You can put your buttons on now.
Can I see your button? Let me see your button too.
Next week.
I'm just going to get your button here.
That's fine. Should show up against the light here.
Yeah.
And a little bit of focus on Sam and Leonard.
Let's see what you got there.
Him again.
So, what does this mean? No more ticket fixing.
There's a big smile.
I'm going to go with the next group, okay? Is that all right?
In a second.
Oh, you have another one. Very good. Okay, who are you? Where you're from? Where are you from? And tell me about what you just said about the meeting being located here. For what reason?
My name is Jason Talkman. I'm with the Buckeye Forest Council from Athens, Ohio. And I came here this weekend to participate in the Citizens Coal Council's board meeting and also to support the Dineh people in their struggles against Peabody and the other coal companies that are despoiling their land and their sacred sites.
Why was the board meeting located in Denver?
The board meeting was hosted in Denver specifically to lend support to the native peoples who are struggling in the coal fields.
Okay, that's good.
But we got Rick and
Should we chill?
No, I think
Okay.
it could be 20 minutes and maybe 30.
Okay, let's do
We've
it.
got Rick isolated in his room. Alpine is in another room. Rick's very nonplussed because we're
Good to go. Let's do it.
What's the scoop?
there. 33. Pardon me?
We're going up?
Guys, there are other elevators.
Carolyn, are you handing these over?
No, I'm.
You're not.
If somebody else.
Because it's on or near Independence.
What's the scoop?
Well,
Did we get out here?
yes. For everybody else.
Carolyn, should I be obviously videotaping now, or is
Yes.
Okay, it's okay.
We want them to particularly to see you videotape.
Okay.
Is there one more elevator on?
Oh, let me get this sign right here.
Yeah.
Excuse me. May I get this sign?
It's a weird, I have a permit myself, and I don't know which one mine is, unless I haul the whole thing into town. These are some of the members of the Citizens Coal Council that were in Denver today, and some of them wish to present you with a petition.
One in everything.
And they had some discussions that they would like to have with you, and that was one reason that Mr. Clark needed to be here, because some of these issues will deal with Indian issues. So, the Citizens Coal Council has a tradition of mutual aid and support for the member organizations when they have problems with a given area. And in this particular case today, our member, the Dineh Alliance, has had some problems with OSM, and they wish to petition OSM for some discussion and at least a knowledge of where you stand on these issues. And the first person to speak will be Mr. Ray Benali of the Dineh Mining Action Center, and then he will introduce the subsequent speakers.
Mr. Seibel, my name is Ray Benali. I represent the Dineh Mining Action Center, and we're located in Fruitland, New Mexico. The Navajo Nation and the Dineh people are very disappointed with one of your employees, Mr. Billy Clark. Mr. Clark is responsible for all permit action and environmental compliance activities on Navajo lands. And to date, we have yet to see appropriate reclamation and compliance with SMACRA on all Navajo Nation lands. As you know, the Office of Surface Mining has jurisdiction over BHP Minerals Navajo Mine, the Peabody Coal, Kayenta and Black Mesa Mine, and the P&M Pittsburgh Midway Window Rock Mine. There are also other abandoned mines located on the reservation. Collectively, these areas represent about 100,000 acres of land that have been permanently destroyed by mining. If Billy Clark is not going to do anything to protect the Dineh lands, we want him out within 30 days. And I'll introduce Lila Bird.
Hi, Mr. Seibel. My name is Lila Bird. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, the Water Information Network. And we ask that you freeze all permitting actions on or near Indian lands until environmental, health, and environmental justice concerns are resolved to our satisfaction. And these include the proposed SRP Fence Lake Mine, the re-permitting of the Kayenta Mine, and any expansion at the BHP Mine.
Okay.
Oh, I'd like to introduce Maxine Cascoli. She's of the Forest Lake chapter near the Black Mesa Mine in Arizona.
Kayenta mine, the Black Mesa mine, Adoshinasha, Ako Ado on Shiki, behas Anit Aked Edo on Nishtatolis, behas Anit as the Sako on Nishtolis. She Adna Shab has Ani gay, because just idolis and Soiban Saskisto, Ado in that area. The initial Sosakito, Eriki, Jo Eriki, where the Halod area, Chocotan low air where the Halod only. Jo Dole was low air where Holonly, the Descent on Gillette. Ado in that area. Na standi kidajis bitaj stoniki edoshin doshiyat eta hala na san kidajis odi hoganigi in the hatla ado in the kwelash tkhaido in the hatla nana ado tkhото chon dan leniki alto to ba da hajiliat abolnit at otan lo to the petit la ya na khako the begi edan nebe kashi to si to edigit ado edoles behas ani cho eshin tabakha adonna be gato e yasto nana yoda alia goto akhondo kwaltan lido le khalat ne betan ne betan ligo e ya e yo illa akho e ya e to khina to ni sa to na shana to le so yen hona ya na hoti a en e benna e ri ke so tas tas do le kha nana sa to e ya e Paganazliki, Paganazliki, the Hintachikid, Anna and letting Nashtabachino, but Anna Shatahaneho, a contachikid, Edo Ado, Edo, Net Ado, Lanenko, Ado Eya, Pagankitachikid, Ado Visi Ile, Ado Pagantachikid, Halatobasiata, Eta E. Adona Begato, Stotnana, Ndal nashikito sa tsahas nilego ko dia tsadatis nila peso kunelt engine tolgel tabishdini da tabishni a okot atito bich in tachiled Ako le kashmish yar yol khati indan hiç inda yol gelta bishtin inda asni to inda halyab eta bishtin la أشي خات خات نخنا نشلا أنا خيكوت نبيك أبيك نالا أنا خيكو خات أبي بانجك خي خالته إني دباندي خيتا تيت أسيان أصلا هيك أين دال نشوف جانا لأنها توتاش توتلش إنتن هيك باتاجتش نوتا هالنكو أكو نبيك أنت هجيلنا أكو خات إشي بنيه أبغى تبيك أنت جيلاكو بيتها تهجتتي جو خاناني لا بكا نازنلو اللي هو بتشندج دي ولا إحنا جو لا بتسيس بتشنده هالناك أتوكو ابن أي أكو أي شباشن خالا شنا تو إندا شالشندان ليني لا تختيلني شو إنا شخاصخي أكو أكو تانوش استحلن إيه.
I will translate some of the things that she has said. I'm Sam So, and I'm translating for Maxine Kishkoli. Because I am Maxine Kishkoli. I live at Black Mesa. And OSM will come into full compliance with the Black Mesa mining complex, including Kayenta. OSM Western's regional office will bring coal companies into full compliance with the law. And there will be no operations without proper permits. No blasting, because that rips our homes, and the dust contaminates all the food that we eat and the vegetation that our livestock eat. No grave destructions or sacred site disturbances. There are 100 graves that have been desecrated, 200 more to be destroyed. And no more toxic discharges. The animals drink the water that goes off into the discharges, and that kills them. And no mining without written permission of residents. And justice for the workers that have been laid off due to the injustice. And the workers will be fully compensated plus more, and full health benefits until all laws are abided by. And right now, Ray Benali will speak to you.
Thanks again. Mr. Seibel, we demand the cleanup of the abandoned Burnham mine in Burnham, New Mexico, and the cleanup of the acid mine drainage that's occurring every day at the abandoned coal mine near Gallup, New Mexico. As you know, the Burnham coal mine was abandoned back in 1985, and only through the efforts of OSM or CCC and the Ninanza Technical Committee was there some reclamation started. Only backfilling has occurred to date, and you have 30 days to try to reclaim both the Burnham abandoned mine lands plus the Amcoal coal mine. The Amcoal coal mine was operated as a subsidiary of Peabody Coal Company, where your boss, Bob Urin, was the attorney. We think there is some connection where Bob Urin has fixed tickets for not reclaiming these mines. They have been sitting. The Navajo Nation and the Nem Mining Action Center will not sit by and let these abandoned mine lands remain useless. I'll turn it over to Lonnie Bedoni.
My name's Lonnie Bedoni, and we want no more ticket fixing immediately. And now I want to introduce Sam So.
My name is Sam So again. I'm from the Sovereign Dineh Nation. And the Indian Center you guys have promised for Indian Center for Excellence should be put in Albuquerque by October 1st, 1996, no later. And I introduce you to Jeannie.
Mr. Seibel, I'm Jean Benali. I'm from
I'm representing the Inanizar community. We're impacted by the BHP Navajo mine, and we demand that you give the Inanizar chapter the promised complete BHP Navajo mine records within 10 days. It's been 3 years since we had this request. Yes, we may have received some records, but it is incomplete, lacking information. And this is what the community wishes, and this is what they had agreed upon, and we expect this demand to be done within 10 days.
We need to introduce the rest of the folks that support these people in their demands. And I think the simplest way would be for you to go around the room and give your name and what state you're from and what group you're with, and maybe start with Winona and go to the right, the left, around this way, whichever.
I'm Winona Coleman from Pennsylvania and co-chair of the Tri-State Citizens Mine Network, which is a network of 7 citizens groups that are impacted in Coalfield, Pennsylvania, and are fighting various issues. And we really do support the Indians' requests here. We think it's past time that these nations were treated fairly.
Go down.
Jack Scott, Colorado, Western Colorado Congress is the organization.
Frida Harris, representing Indiana Citizens Mining Council.
I'm Judy McKinney, and I'm with the Dickinson County Citizens Committee in Virginia. We've flown out here. Our organization has read about and heard about the many damages that have been done to the Indian people. We feel that it is an injustice, and our organization has made a commitment to stand behind these people and to help them. We felt it was so important that we travel out here to talk to you on their behalf and to support them. And we are committed to this. Our organization, our county is, our state, and we're committed to helping them. So I hope you will listen to them, you will help them, and we won't have to come back there to Colorado. Thank you, sir.
And I am Cindy Rank. We met earlier with West Virginia Highlands Conservancy, and we're mostly concerned about water in the east, at least in West Virginia. But you know that, and the things that we've heard about the pipeline and other things out here made me need to come and see what the people had to say from out here to ask about the same justice issues that we've tried to deal with in the east.
My name is Kerry Apple. I'm a private citizen, but I'm also a documentary maker, an independent producer, and I've been documenting some of the violations and the exploitation that's going on, not only for American Indians, but for indigenous peoples around the world, and particularly in this hemisphere. And as a citizen of the United States and a taxpayer, I demand that in the name of the taxpayers of the United States, the corporations and governments stop exploiting Indians and listen to the demands of these people. And I also make public record the responses of people like yourself.
My name is Sage Douglas Eagle Remington, and I'm a Southern Ute. I'm indigenous to this state. I'm the director of the Native Environmental Justice Advocacy Fund. We're a relatively new organization. We do have a national board. We do everything from implementing policies on tribal reservations so that they can become nuclear-free zones. We work on toxic waste development. And our latest project is the Animas Lapata project. As a matter of fact, we have been instrumental in changing the whole philosophy from the hierarchy within the state on Animas Lapata in terms of how it affects the Southern Ute Indian tribal membership. We support all of the demands that have been listed by this group. We feel that in being in solidarity with this particular organization, and especially the Navajos, the Navajo and the Dineh Nation, who are our neighbors, who are my neighbors, and traditionally we are in support and solidarity with them, And we ask you that you be very specific in addressing these issues because, sir, you will hear from us because part of our organization is also the American Indian Movement of Colorado, and we're very effective in implementing public policy change. Thank you.
My name is Hazel Linares. I came from Big Mountain. This is the first time I've been here, but I don't know what they were doing, but we'll just take a look. I came for the land dispute, for the fence that we wanted to take it out. Our sheep is just starving for everything, water and all of the other things, grasses. We got those little small pieces that we're sitting on right now. We have cattle and sheep and horses. So I'm trying to get rid of that fence.
Stop the fence line?
Yeah. That's all. Thank you.
My name is Helen Batone. I'm from Vietnam.
I'm Lena Benali. I'm from Big Mountain.
My name is Wendy Krause. I'm with Boulder Earth First, and we support the struggle of the indigenous people defending Mother Earth.
My name is Mike Lewinsky. I'm also with Boulder Earth First from Boulder, and we stand here in support of the Dineh. And I'm appalled by not only the physical destruction, but the cultural and spiritual destruction that the coal mining has brought on the people.
My name is Tom Bedoni. I'm with Cactus Valley, Red Willow, and Upper Big Mountain Sovereign Community. I am a board member, and I want to say that we want the OSM people to respect us and see us as human beings. And then we want all mining laws respected and live up to, because we are the ones that are being affected by the mining. And our land, our air, our water, and our way of life and our culture are being destroyed by the mining. And I feel that the rape of Mother Earth is not right, because life is more important than the almighty dollar.
I'm Jane Kokersberger with the Citizens Coal Council in Washington, D.C.
My name is Julian Watson from Oklahoma, from the Muskogee Nation. I speak on behalf of Sound of America Records. I have Eagle Lodge here in Denver, we have a program. I'm here to show my support for my brothers and sisters. I stand behind them. I'm here to get the point across that when you rape the earth, you also rape yourself. You rape your family. You rape your unborn children. So I'm just here to support my brothers and sisters at every aspect that we can get to, that we can get through to you people. That's all.
My name is Miranda from Black Mesa. I don't like the mining that's operating up on Black Mesa. I can't even improve my house. I got a little boy right here. If the house roofing is leaking, the ceiling, what if the house, the drywall falls on my little boy? What are they going to think? I'm here for my little kids' safeties. I don't want the mine to be operated. Just repair my window. My window is busted again too.
My name is Jerry Black. I'm represent the Pittsburgh County Minerals and Service Owners Association from Oklahoma. I'm also an environmental scientist. I went out there last year. I was appalled by the operations and the violations that I seen at that site, and I can't believe that OSM hasn't done something about it. And I'm here to support the Native Americans and to getting the operations run properly. And if it can't be, then to shut them down.
I'm Jason Talkman with the Buckeye Forest Council in Ohio, and I'm here, as everybody else is, to make sure that when the OSM makes a decision how to handle these issues, that the whole world knows, that we all take it back to our communities, let the media know, and let the public know.
My name is David Hardiman. I represent Save Our Cumberland Mountains. I'm from Tennessee, and I stand in support of the Native Americans and what they're trying to do. And I think the solution is real simple. All you have to do is just do this.
My name is Lonnie Badani, and I'm with the Dineh Alliance from Big Mountain. And I come to support all my people, my brothers and sisters, families. Thank you.
I'm Thomas Anderson. I'm an economist. I work with Greenpeace and the Prairie Island Coalition in Minneapolis, Minnesota, working and supporting Native groups in their struggles for sovereignty from Saskatchewan to New Mexico, and here in support of the Dineh people and their struggle against big business and all of its manifestations, including the U.S. government.
Aro shichen lini to want to how and so yeah panan shishya tibari kante chato ta no balance ni no zele want to tachi ki no to quit she aj shiche ni anne zele want to get shit on ni so just ni na shicha way what to you that she could on get that steam. Son ya tendo on hikin sky on be. Quando vai dan lon rada to snitch that left it snow of the anasta. How stage to little so that I would be able to find snow na school just ودا شو out there. The nana which no we out there but stuff we out there do da es no da quishi shike da da sky. Che da tin ne which no che such a co. Ko da ni chlen sna ko. Do da in shina ne do da te da to da ke da no da ku do ya da kri. But nita ke gund on the season nita ke tenun hede chin bi dan hits little sons as kiss. Aro khayda khayda ten ille honda kwe strades as on sepi des as de bete chupa. Shedo shlida e odan hit shlini she ko ken ta shal to kesh.
Mabel's talking about how the destruction of the land and the people is occurring on a daily basis at the Peabody Coal Company, both the Black Mesa and the Kayenta mine. On June 23, 1989, her family lost approximately 100 heads of sheep after the sheep were drank from contaminated water that's discharged by the Peabody Black Mesa Mining Complex. and she is very unhappy that the health of her children is being affected by the toxic chemicals that blow off overburden and the mining operation at the Black Mesa mine. One of her daughter is suffering and has developed some conditions that require her to be cared for on a daily basis. She is eventually going to be a handicapped individual. This is due to the mining operation that is permitted by OSM at the Black Mesa and the Kayenta mining complex. She wants the mining stopped because it's not good for the animals, it's unhealthy to human beings, and it's destroying water that are used by livestock that is the main livelihood for her family. She's also concerned about the discharges of water that's occurring on a daily basis at the Peabody Black Mesa mining complex. The water was clean before, and every day it's being used to pump coal slurry down to Mojave generating stations. That is unacceptable for using water to transport coal. She's also concerned about the burial sites. Anytime somebody dies, that's the only reason Peabody comes around and donates a burial site measuring 6 feet by 8 feet. That's the only surface and underground surface right that the people have anymore. She is demanding her rights to live peaceably and also to make sure that the mining company, if it operates, that it be in compliance with all OSM regulations. She's also saying that human health is more important than dollar bills. Thanks.
Not to mention the destruction of the cornfields where they used to have food grown. Your workers and the companies that work for you have put us in hunger. You're starving us out. You have destroyed our livelihood by destroying our cornfields, by destroying our medicinal grounds, and by destroying our gathering food plants areas. You have contaminated everything. You have contaminated our lives. The only thing that the mining companies are really grateful for is donating the holes that we have to put our relatives into when they pass on, which is sad. I cry every day. My heart is broken because of these problems that the mining companies have created. It's your job to clean up these areas and to make the companies to fully comply with the law. My daughter has a severe health problems. It gets worse daily. We have to look after her day-to-day basis. And it's all done by the mining company. We want justice right now. And there is no compromise for Mother Earth.
My name's Damon Morgan. I belong to a statewide citizens group, a multi-issue organization in Kentucky known as Kentucky for the Commonwealth. I've come out here to support these Indians in their effort, in their fight for peace and justice from OSM and from the coal companies. I live in a coal mining area, and I'm fully aware the damage can be done by mining, unregulated mining. And that's the reason I'm here. Mr. Seibel, you've heard demands and complaints of these people here today. And they want an answer on what you're going to do. I understand that you're in a position to correct these injustices, and they want to know your position.
Obviously overwhelmed by your presence here today. It's not by chance that you're all here in Denver. You're here for something you truly believe in, and I believe in it also. SMACRA is a law that we at OSM enforce, keeping interest of citizens in mind, environmental community, also the mining community. I like to think we do a fair and rational, justified job in that area. I don't think what I'm going to say is probably going to appease everybody here and satisfy everybody here today. You know, as far as all your demands. You know, I feel strongly about environmental justice. We have an established environmental justice group here in Denver to make sure that we're doing whatever we can to protect environmental justice.
Excuse me, Mr. Seibel, I'd like for you to tell us today if you think that it's possible for you to transfer Billy Clark within 60 days out of his position. We know that he does not like Indian people. It's very obvious. And we don't want him to have anything to do with any sort of coal mining on Indian lands after 60 days.
I'm not in a position to say I'm going to transfer Billy Clark out of his job in 60 days. I mean, Billy Clark is part of the team here that works on these issues. You know, if you want the ultimate responsibility for decisions made on all permitting actions, that's myself. I mean, so I take responsibility for that. Billy doesn't act unilaterally. You know, we work with permitting, we work with technical, we work with the inspection enforcement group together on these things. Decisions aren't made unilaterally. So.
Are you saying then as well that you do not like Indian people, that you do not take their concerns seriously?
I didn't say that.
Billy Clark has been out to the lands and he has not been very respectful to people. And we just like to know, yes or no? Sounds like a no to me.
Yeah, put a no.
Let's go on to number 2. We want you to freeze all permit actions until environmental, health, environmental justice concerns are resolved.
Yes or no?
Well, we make sure, I mean, as far as freezing all permitting actions, we take all those environmental concerns, health concerns, environmental justice concerns, are all part of the decision-making process. So I think that we do the things you said there.
You
I
will?
disagree with that.
Will you do that? Do you freeze?
From what I've seen, it's not.
I'm not gonna, no, I said
No,
all.
we're asking you to freeze all permit actions on or near Indian lands. This includes the proposed Fence Lake coal mine, the Kayenta re-permitting, and BHP expansion. We know for a fact that these are not being complied with. There is no environmental justice out there on Indian lands. You are planning to put a coal mine at Zuni Salt Lake. That is a sacred site, holy lands for Pueblo people. You do not understand that. You have 4 to 5 documents indicating that to you. It is confidential material containing religious information from the tribes, pulled off the shelves. You cannot even see that. Yet, I would expect for you to permit that in spite of that information, because there is no environmental justice on Indian lands or near Indian lands in the Southwest. And we want to know if you can freeze those permits.
Permits until it is resolved. Yes or no?
I'm not gonna answer that question.
Well, that
Sorry,
sounds like a no to me.
You're putting the words on that.
Okay, this number 3 here. OSM will compel into full compliance with the law by Black Mesa Mining Complex. OSM Western Regional Office will bring coal companies into full compliance with the law. Maybe I can read a little plainer on here. On number 3, A, no operation at any facility without a proper permit. B, no blasting. C, no grave or sacred site destruction or disturbances. D, no toxic discharge. E, no mining without written permission of residents. And F, justice for mine workers. Are these unreasonable requests?
We follow the law. Every decision we make is in full compliance with the
Well,
law.
Mr. Seibel, if these things you follow along, why are all these people here today with these complaints? Why? You think they're here, or you don't think these exist? Now, we understand you're in a position to correct these injustices. Will you or will you not do it?
We respond to all citizen complaints according to full compliance
You
with the
know,
law.
a judge disagrees with you on that. A judge has ruled in their favor that there is damage from blasting, there is toxic contamination. Their sheep are dying, their health is suffering. Those are the facts.
And that is in a legal process, that judge's decision. I think that decision is on appeal, so the courts.
So in the meantime, you're going to continue to let these activities move forward. That sounds like a no to me again.
You're putting words in my mouth, ma'am. I'm not
Well,
saying.
we're asking, yes or no?
I'm saying we.
yourself, neither way.
I'm committing to we make our decisions full compliance with the law.
Although a judge disagrees with you.
Would you compel full compliance with the law by Black Mesa Mining Company on these issues?
We'll follow the law and yes.
That's a
Follow the law.
yes. Number 4 here. Number 4. Clean up the Burnham and Amco mine sites within 30 days. 30 days. Number 4.
These are abandoned mine lands.
There's a mitigation plan with Burnham. That's as far as I know, it's on schedule to have something done by July 1st. And the Amco mine's in litigation. There's no work on that. We're not going to have the Amco mine. There's no decision going to be made on Amco in 30 days.
Mr. Seibel,
in litigation.
No disrespect, but these people have heard these empty promises time and time and time again. This time, they want something that they can rely upon, something that's concrete, and you're in a position to give them that promise. Will or will you not clean up this within 30 days?
I can't clean up within 30 days.
July 1st is less than 30 days away.
I said the Burnham mine, I think we have a good chance of having that within 30 days. It's a mitigation plan with Burnham. Amco says that's in litigation. So you're splitting hairs there again? You're putting me in a, putting words in my mouth, sir, and making it to conform to your agenda, so.
It's not my intention, I hope we're not doing that.
I think you have, but that's,
Well,
I'm trying to be honest and forthright with you.
We're going to number 5. Will you stop immediately the ticket fixing at mines on Indian lands? Now,
We don't fix tickets.
yes,
Did one last week.
Some of these people probably can use documented information before they find it to do.
A week ago, 2 Fridays ago, your OSM employees out of Albuquerque shut down the conveyor system at the Cayenta mine. Your office fixed that ticket, and within 1 day, the conveyor system was back in operation.
I would say that was a ticket fix. We modified the NOV.
We feel that's a ticket fix.
Modify the NOV.
Here's the statement apologizing to Peabody for even pretending to try to get them to stop their violations.
We
that
want
you all
that
put
stopped,
out.
Mrs. Sarver.
Will you stop it, Mr. Seibert? Ticket fix it?
Oh, we don't fix tickets.
Well, let's say you have.
What is that?
We modified an NOV. I don't want to get into the,
Another no, looks like. Okay, we have Indian Center for Action should be put in Albuquerque by October the 1st.
I can't commit to having an Indian Center for Excellence in Albuquerque by October 1st. That is something that's be analysis made of the cost benefit of doing such a thing, so.
Last and final one, number 7. Give the Demazon chapter the promised complete DHM Navajo mine record within 10 days. Let them see what's going on.
This one always has confused me because an individual was up here and we provided information to what they wanted. Our correspondence back was they had everything they needed. They didn't need anything more, so we felt we met that obligation.
What correspondence?
Correspondence from the, I forget the individual's name that was up here, but
You don't have any correspondence?
yes, we do have, yes, sir, we do have correspondence.
Then you withheld it under our FOIA request.
We have some copies of
Can we see a copy of that today?
yeah, sure.
Mr. Seibel, you
It's
have
a phone
37
record, I
feet
think.
of record. I want that in my chapter house. You gave me a box with Xerox copies, but
Yes,
that-
sir, and
that's
my
not
understanding
adequate.
was that's all that
That's
was
not adequate,
required.
Mr. Seibel. I want the whole 37 to 40 feet of fall at my tractor house within 10 days.
You know and we know that that's not the entire BHP permit. We know that. You know that.
We don't want you
Right,
playing
they
games
want
with
the
us, Mr.
entire
Seibel.
permit
That's
package.
what's promised.
Entire.
Mr. Seibel, are you going to make available to them the entire permit package within 10 days?
I'll make available to them what they want. I don't know if I can do it within 10 days, if it's 37 feet or whatever you said of material.
That's a yes. That's a yes.
I didn't say within 10 days, but I'll give you what you want.
Thank you. Great.
When I'm off legally, I'll give it to you.
All right.
May I just add a commentary? You know, there is in this country an illness that's rampant not only within our overall communities, but also within our governmental institutions as well. And it's called racism. Not from a personal level, but from an institutional level. And that's what I perceive all of this as, that racism is defined by prejudice and power, and obviously you hold the power, individuals like yourselves. I think that the group of people here, and they certainly are diverse, have come here with certain expectations because they have suffered under these limitations and these promises for a number of years. We all know that. It's known nationally. But I see a hesitancy on your part and your organization to cooperate and say, there must be a reason that these people are here. What you're doing is that you're invalidating all their concerns, the concerns of the elders who speak in their own tongues. I know because my mother is an elder and she's very much involved in issues that are relevant, that affect indigenous people. So I think that, sir, you better change your attitude and be more cooperative, because these people are also part of your constituency, and they also pay taxes, and I pay taxes, and we do have power. If you don't believe that, you know, if you don't believe that people power extinguished itself in the 60s and 70s, you're terribly wrong. You're terribly wrong. And I think that you will find yourself changing your tune soon. I can promise you that.
One more thing, Mr. Seibel. Would you sign your name to each one of these taken care of, verifying that you have resident?
No, because I don't believe they accurately reflect what I said on each one of these things.
So you did say that you would compel...
Oh, that one, well...
Would you sign that one?
I'm not going to, no.
Well, we can
Go
certainly
to my
have you
actions, I
sign the
think.
BHP mine records.
I didn't say it would be there within 10 days. I mean, I don't know if it's
Well,
going to be there
what
in 10
days do you put on?
I don't know, sir. I don't. Could you find that out? I don't know how long it's going to take. I'll get it there.
How long
3
does it
years?
take to Xerox?
Mr. Seibel, I'd like to say something. I'm very disappointed in what I've seen. I know I've dealt with our OSM in Virginia, and we had some similar problems with them, but you know, they do listen to us, and they have treated us a little better. And it leaves me to wonder that because this man's skin is different from my skin, that he's treated differently than I would be. I think that we're all going to do our best to help these people, and I hope that your conscience is clear when we leave here today, because I'd like to tell you what I do and what I base my feelings on, why I came down here today, because I have a God up above that I listen to and I pray to. And when I feel like I'm doing something right, I have a good feeling inside. I know it's right. But whenever I feel like that I'm doing something wrong, I have a conscience that just won't let me live with myself. Now, whether our sins are of commission or omission, God still holds us responsible for each one of those. God loves these people as much as He loves me and you. These people should be treated as good as anybody else. Now, I admit that we've been treated wrong, but what I've seen today is you're up here in a big fancy building. These people are living out there without water, without any electricity, in homes that their roofs is leaking, they're falling down. And you I know in my heart that you can work to help these people. You have the power to do this. You could at least listen to them, take their concerns, go out there and live for a week, live for 2 days in a home without water, without electricity, without no phone. And the water that you drink, you don't know if it's going to kill you or if it's going to kill your cows. You don't know if you're going to have a crop or food or anything. We, as white people or American people, have treated the Indians bad enough, long enough. And I didn't think that existed anymore until I came and took a look. And it breaks my heart. I mean, I thought I was treated bad in some of the things, the mining and the other things in our area, but I'm treated good. And these people have my sympathy, and they also have my work. Anything that I can take back to my legislators, my OSM, anybody, I have decided that I'll work as hard as I can for these people. And I appreciate that, but I'd like to ask you to check your conscience and think about this, because God loves everybody all the same.
I totally agree with you, ma'am. I consider myself a Christian. I'm not a racist, and I don't like to be implied that I am. And I take what everybody says to heart, and I want to do what's fair and equitable to everybody. And that includes we do a lot of things with the tribes. We're working with the tribes on closely with primacy, and there's a lot of tribal members work out on these mines. And what I'm looking for is the fair, equitable balance.
Mr. Siebel, I think the thing that you're missing is you're working with the governments, the tribal governments. You're working with the people working in the mines, but you're not working with the people who are living immediately adjacent to the mine. And it's quite a different thing. And it's the same thing in Montana. Our county government doesn't care a continental for what happens to me. And if it wasn't for the federal rights in SMACRA, I wouldn't still be on the ranch. And these people's federal rights have also been ignored. And it really is something that this agency needs to take into account. And we thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate you hearing us out. And we trust that you will remember this and think about it seriously and take it to heart. And we appreciate very much your hearing us out. Thank you.
I'd like to make a comment at this time. And we're talking about people's rights, not the government rights, or the public government, the tribal council. We're talking about life, everyday life, from sunrise to sundown. Because when you say you work with the Indian people, only you work with the tribal council, which is the U.S. government's public government. So you need to work with us, the people that live on the land, like Maxine, and some of these elders that are here from Big Mountain who live in Black Mesa. Those are the ones that are being affected, not the tribal council. The tribal council do not live out there. Do not live. Their water and their land, the air, the way of life is not contaminated, being contaminated. So you have to understand, we, the people, we are human beings too. We are not just a land that's been destroyed or raped.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, sir.
What?
Where is it?
Huh? Do find me, sister.
Check out the library. He's going to show us where the library is.
Ray.